What's up, everybody? It's Emorja. We're back for another episode of Black at ND here on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame, however you want to say it, but we here. So we're actually, I want to just sort of pick this up where we left off. So, Euda, explain why you like Turbulence, because I don't.
Yeah, we were just talking about this. When I'm on a plane, I just think it's like a marvel of human technology. You know what I mean? We're literally flying through the sky. But it's gotten so mundane and so normalized, and then I just like Turbulence because it reminds you that you're doing something cool, that you're out here flying through the air. Like, you can easily forget when you're sitting on a plane comfy that it feels exactly like sitting on the ground, that you're flying through the air. And Turbulence just reminds you of that.
See, I have the opposite. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I every time there's turbulence, like I have a playlist that I'll play to keep my mind calm. Or what I also do is I'll pull out my laptop and keep myself busy because I cannot stand it. Like, I will start clenching, like my calf muscles will get tight. I'll start sweating, and I have to have my hood on too. Like, I have a whole like ritual. I can't. Now, I've gotten better with it. But when it gets really bad, there was one time I experienced turbulence. I was flying from South Bend to Orlando on Allegiant. It was in December. And it was so bad to the point that the flight attendants, at the time they were serving like snacks and whatnot, but it got so bad to the point that they were in the middle of the aisle on their knees holding the carts. And they didn't even make it back to their, I said, oh God, I'm about to die today. So I thought it was the end. And so I've comparing everything to that level of turbulence, I can handle some things. I can handle it, but sometimes it just gets out of control for me. And what I do is, another thing when I get really nervous, I'll start talking to the attendants like, so how do you experience, like, do you ever get nervous? And they say, oh no, I don't get nervous. And I'm like, well, I am nervous. So can you please give me like some comforting words right now? Because, and so yeah, I'm not a turbulence fan. I'll let you have that one.
Yeah, she tripping. I mean, I don't need a reminder that I'm on an airplane. Like, I already know I'm on an airplane. I'm thousands of feet in the air. It's just like, if I feel any type of turbulence, like, I don't freak out because I'm like, I know I'm on an airplane, but my heart sinks a little bit.
Yes, mine sinks.
It sinks a little bit because I'm not here for it. But I will say that my favorite part about riding in planes is takeoff and landing. Like, I will judge my pilot by the way
Really?
they land. Absolutely. I'll be like, okay, you gotta ease into it like this. Like, some of them don't do that.
Yeah.
So you hit that ground a little hard, I'd be like, okay,
yeah,
I
you get
know
whiplash.
They, you know.
I will say the one thing I don't like about planes is when it is a sudden drop, or during liftoff, that the little moment when it actually lifts off.
Yeah.
That's a scary moment for me.
Really?
Like,
I can handle
so like
that.
the plane's going and then it's the like nose starts tipping off, but that moment where we are airborne.
Yeah.
That, and it just feels like, what if this
Yeah.
time it
Yeah.
doesn't?
Yeah. No, for real.
You know
I
what
get
mean?
it.
What if this time the plane don't work this time?
See, I've seen too many scary movies, and I watched, and see, I blame myself because I set myself up for it. But
I don't
it's
watch
like,
scary movies.
I love, oh my gosh, I love them. Too many Final Destinations, too many all of them. But I guess that ties into like the roller coaster incident in Orlando. But yeah, what y'all got? D?
So my topic, social media, everything is always happening on Twitter,
we know
especially
that.
Black
Listen.
Twitter. Black Twitter be ready to drag for people. And so, there was a shooting early this Sunday in Sacramento, which injured dozens of people.
I saw that in passing. I didn't actually look at it.
Yes, and I really didn't when I saw it, I was just, of course, saying, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then when I actually ran into it, it's supposed to be multiple shooters. Like, it wasn't just one shooter, and there was a fight. Like, and it was a lot of people around. Like, it was a lot of people around from the videos that I saw. And so they arrested someone, and their name is Daut'e Martin.
Deontay?
Wait a minute. This is your brother?
Listen.
No, they are not kidding to me at all. But this is what Black Twitter is saying. For one, we don't, there's not many mugshots of the person. And then for two, a lot of white supremacist people got on and were ready to, defend their side, assuming that this person was black.
Oh,
What
got
a
him.
twist.
Got
He
him.
is not black. The man that they arrested, at least in appearance, he does not look black. And so there's just this whole war going on based on the names, because even the Sacramento police announced the name incorrectly. They spelled it like Daut'e. something like that, but it's really Dandrae. Dandre. Yes. And so they were like, just because like you assume that this name is black does not mean that the name is black. And I just thought it was so funny because we just had a conversation last week about names and how people make assumptions based off that name.
Listen.
But none of the outlets released the mugshot, and I'm like, you guys are perpetuating that idea that like this is a black person.
DeAndre Martin, yeah.
I mean, every time the shooting happens, the question is like, what is the motivation? Is this racial? Is this a terrorist? Is it, you know what I mean, white supremacy? Like, what is it? And so then, based off of like the skin color, the identity of the shooter, like that's what people are going off of as to like, is this a terrorist attack or is it not? When it's like, hey, bro, at the end of the day, this amount of people died.
Yeah,
like,
no, certainly.
At the end of the day, it's like if you have a Muslim name, then it's a terrorist attack. If you have a white name, then it's, mental health in America.
It's just like whenever here's the funny thing, just like whenever we all found out that the shooter from Virginia Tech was a black guy, the sniper, and people were like, bruh. So, yeah, that was like, I don't know how many years ago that was, but I remember that whole incident there. It's been a minute, though. But anyways, what you got, Euda?
Yeah, my topic, which I remembered, is would you guys donate to this university after graduation? Why or why not?
Because, I mean, we have money already.
Yeah.
Like there's enough money going around where I could literally use money to wipe my behind. And that's, I'm not being funny, but that's so true. And the thing about it is, we don't need any other money. We've been like, where are we right now as far as ranking with endowments? I know like we have something Notre Dame was like, is it 3 million or 13 million? I'm going to find out while we're talking about this. But
18 billion in endowment.
I fully agree with that. Like, I don't think I would donate to Notre Dame because Notre Dame's got the money. And then HBCUs, like I said that I would sooner donate to an HBCU than I would to Notre Dame because they have historically gotten less federal funding.
20.3 billion.
I'm sorry, what?
20.3 billion.
Since I've been here.
20.3 billion.
Where you from?
Observer staff report, Monday, January 31st, 2022. Notre Dame's endowment returned a net 53.2% for the fiscal year that ended June 30th, according to the 2021 annual report released by the university. The endowment's year-end market value ended at $20.3 billion, the report said.
Wow, it definitely went up since I've been here because it was definitely
Jesus, have Lord, Mary.
Money. Notre Dame came up in that pandemic,
I'm telling you, golly. See, that's what happens whenever you save all your money, just go to class on Zoom.
Yale's is double. Yale's is 42.
Word.
Wow.
I brought up Yale because I recently heard this story about this lady who stole, I think, $20 million from Yale.
How you gonna steal it and not get caught?
And she was stealing $10,000 twice a day for like 4 years. $10,000 twice a day.
And they didn't even catch it.
I
don't have that in my checking
account. $40 billion endowment. Like, and then it's like, who is stealing from Notre Dame right now?
Who's stealing from Notre Dame?
We are not noticing because we have 20. But like, if you think about making $20K a day, like because she like didn't want to get caught, and the way she did it apparently was like she would order like place fake orders for like $10,000 worth of equipment. Like computer equipment, and then she would sell the computer equipment on the black market when she got it.
Wow.
And she did this for years. No one ever caught her.
So did they say like, who ended up catching her? How did they catch her?
I have no idea.
That is wild.
But it's like, I don't know, man. Like this is when I started thinking maybe you have too much money.
Heck yeah.
Maybe you know, like if
twice a day?
10K twice a day.
I wish I knew the systems like as money like goes into school. I wish I knew like what they do with everything. Like what does a savings account look like for a school? And I'm sure there's another name for it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And it's crazy that like these public universities or these like semi-public whatever. Anyways, these institutions are essentially making all of this money. Like making, not like, oh, we keep it in a trust in a fund, whatever, but they are. There is a profit, and someone is making that profit from this, and so much so that you could steal 10K a day.
Literally.
No, 20K a day. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I was gonna say you said 2 times.
2 times a day.
Oh,
But
she
it-
was blessed then.
It's sort of smart though. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but it's sort of smart how.
That's the thing. So not to reveal myself on
Yeah.
a recorded podcast, but I have always said if I were to be a criminal, it would be embezzlement. Because it's like you're least likely to get caught if you're in one of these giant institutions, like where, you know, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of money. Like no one's going to notice. And then even if you do get caught, like embezzlement doesn't get, like if you are a bank robber, you will go to jail for forever.
Yeah, no,
If
seriously.
you're embezzling, you get a
get 5
country
years,
club
maybe.
jail. You get some, you know, probation. You know what I mean? It's more lenient. So if I were to pick a crime, it's gonna be embezzlement for me. So watch out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All these places I'm applying to. No, I would never.
That is true. Like,
Hold your pockets.
hey, listen.
I feel like I need to now say, as a peace study student and as who I am, I just could not. I feel like even if I saw a way to steal $20K a day,
Yeah, I could just I couldn't
Yeah.
integrity. I just couldn't do it. Nah.
I just would.
I mean, if you want to give me 20K, I mean, I ain't gonna be mad at it.
Yeah,
Listen.
to steal it, because then it's like everything I buy is tainted. Everything
Yeah.
I do.
And like your conscience eats at you. I may accidentally take a pen from the bank, but I ain't about to take no money like that.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I really, in all honesty, though, the semester's winding down, and you know things are moving fast, like quicker than what we expect. So I want to just sort of keep it open for the last for 5 minutes. But how are we feeling, like with everything? I know D, you got some stuff going on. Euda, so how are we feeling? Kate, Jeremy, all y'all. Euda, how are you feeling?
I don't know. It's rough out there. I'm currently still applying for internships, still looking for the place where I'm going to be on June 1st. And so that's terrifying.
Oh, that's when it starts.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it coincides with just the end of the semester and having to do all the stuff that I would normally have to do, right? All of these papers, do all of these finals. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's getting to that crunch time where there's no more free time. It's all there's
No, for
always
real.
something to do.
I agree.
How are you? You're graduating.
Yes, that's the exciting part. I have to get through these classes because Lord have mercy. It's not even the classes at this point anymore. I have to get through this thesis.
I get it. How many pages you have to do?
mercies. It's about 60. It has to be near 60 at least.
And what is your topic on?
It's on me and my experiences at Notre Dame
Oh,
using
okay.
autoethnography. Yes, it's very cute. It's like a little story that I'm trying to piece together
Okay.
while also still experiencing it. So,
You know, it's so funny. It's hard to write about yourself at times. Yeah, it really is. So no, you got it. Listen, you'll be just fine.
Thank you.
I like. It's hard for me to. We talk a lot about conflicts and peace building. It's hard for me to talk about Haiti. I
Really?
don't. Like whenever we get to pick a case study, it's too close to my heart,
Yeah.
and
I
I
feel that.
have no sympathy for anyone who doesn't have full sympathy for
Yeah,
anyone.
I get it. Yeah, no, it's true. Like the thing about it is, like even with my semester, it's just balance between. You know, I've been sharing with you all, like just applying for jobs, writing a thesis, you know, trying to make sure that I'm meeting my deadlines, which I am. But you know, one thing I learned, like when I was pledging, is that sometimes you have to sacrifice sleep to be successful. And as much as I really didn't want to hear it at that time, and I hear it in the back of my head now, it's like, I know some days I may not sleep as much, but I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Because listen,
I don't know.
I'll give
the
it
Notre
an hour
Dame
or two.
motto is "We'll sleep when we're rich."
Yeah.
Like I've heard that.
Really?
From,
You know,
yeah.
I've heard
That
that
was me
too.
freshman year, so I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, listen.
Like,
But it's true. And so I remember my professor in undergrad, she was like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm like, well, if you don't sleep, you're going to die faster. And it's I don't know. I just know that mental health wise, I got to get some Z's. And there will be times where I would just be like, I'm done with my work and it is what it is and I'll get back to it next time. Because I've been in that life where I struggled, you know, to do my work and I sacrificed the sleep. But I knew that I couldn't operate like the next. I was cranky. Get mad for no reason at the stupidest things and at people. So I don't know, it's just a balance. So between that and you know this big concert coming up in April, which is going like the rehearsals are going really good. You know, I got interviews coming up, you know, left and right with that, and it's a lot to juggle. But I know this, you know, to whom much is given, much is required. But it's a part of life, and sometimes you gotta stop and breathe and come back to it later. No one gets an award for how much sleep you've won or how much you've sacrificed. A lot of people, we tend to think that that is the prime example for people who have lost sleep, that they're going to be successful, and that's not necessarily true. I'm learning that as I go, but you got to do it with the right mindset, like the right frame of mind. Well, yeah. So
I just feel like I just hope, and I don't know this because I'm young still,
Yeah.
I just hope that this is gonna be the busiest time of my life. Do you know what I mean?
I feel it.
That after this, that when I'm working, I will have a work-life balance.
I feel
and
it.
will, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That this is just the time that I have to sacrifice and I have to give all
Yeah.
this up, so that the rest of my life I never have to do this again.
Yeah.
I feel it.
But I feel like maybe I'm lying to myself, and maybe I'll get a job where it's just it's the
Nah.
grind and. Yeah, let's hope not though. So
Oh, it's always gonna be grind for us guys.
I know. At least want to make my own schedule. That's all I ask. Just make my own schedule.
work-life balance. At 5 p.m., don't call me.
Yeah, no,
That
for real.
part.
Boundaries.
Dead to the world.
Like real talk, though. Real talk. But that's all we got for today. Kate, how you feeling?
I am exhausted.
I get it.
Kate said she's exhausted.
Just really overwhelmed.
Okay.
Trying to make up deadlines, like you said.
I get it.
Finish out in pieces. But I'm trying to stay positive. I went for a walk today.
Nice.
Well, good. Hey, listen, those walks help.
Also the weather. Ugh.
Yeah, I know, right? The weather is like, ugh. And Jeremy, I know we spoke earlier. I know you're in the back right now, but Jeremy was mentioning how, he's getting better, as far as, between jobs, making sure that things are, that sometimes even though our plans may not line up the way we want to, there's still something we can do that is along the lines of productivity, where we are being successful. And success doesn't always mean that every I is dotted and every T is crossed. Success, I believe, is how we respond to challenges. What do we do when things don't go our way? How are we able to quickly adapt and move forward? Little chunks help us to build big pictures. So yeah, but listen, y'all, thanks so much for taking some time to check us out. Make sure to go like, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff. And if you want to be a co-host for Black and Indeed, let us know. All right? We'll talk soon.
Bye.
See you later.